What's good, YouTube? We back, baby. We back. Now, I was gone for a couple months. You know what I mean? I took a little hiatus. I was basically working on school, working on myself, just trying to improve myself, my health, my body, improve my mind, trying to just work on myself for a little bit. But nonetheless, we are back. A lot of y'all probably didn't know I was gone, but nevertheless, we are back, friends, colleagues, brethrens, man, whatever you want to call yourself, we are back. Today's topic, what we're gonna tackle today is stress and how to deal with it, you know? And I'm gonna start this off saying that stress, in a sense, is actually a good thing because it's what gives you that motivation to go out and do things that you don't really want to do. You know, it's that driver, that force that's always in the back of your head telling you, yo, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. It makes you stay on top of your game, you know what I mean? It keeps you on edge. But, however, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So if you have too much stress, it really takes a toll out on your body, you know what I mean? It really makes you feel drained, upset, takes away a lot of your positivity. It makes you feel very anxious, gives you a lot of anxiety, and a lot of people don't really even know how to deal with their stress, and it kind of overwhelms them to the point where they don't want to do anything. And that's the worst point, because after you stop taking action, trying to overcome your stress, it usually ends up building up and overwhelm you even more, and it's kind of like a vicious cycle. So what we're gonna do today, and what I'm gonna help you with, is getting over that stress, getting over that stressful hump, so that you can kind of live out your life a bit more smoothly. To begin with, if your stress is caused by a certain event, I'll call this event stress. So if your stress is being caused by a certain event, like an exam, a job interview, a performance you have coming up, or something of this nature, and it's just something that's building up and you're leading towards it and you're getting more anxious by the day, then there's certain ways that you can tackle this stress so it doesn't have such a large effect on you. So for this event stress, what you have to do, the only way to really overcome this type of stress is just tackle the problem. How you can overcome this event stress is you just tackle the problem, but you tackle the problem in a very efficient way. The main component of tackling event stress is your time management. How are you using your time? And for example, I'll use an exam. So if you have an exam coming up, say in 3 weeks, do not get complacent. Do not get kind of comfortable and be like, yo, I have all this time, I don't really need to start this right now, I don't have to worry about this, because that kind of mindset is what's gonna give you the most stress. Because the more you procrastinate to start tackling that problem, the huger that problem gets and the less time you get. So what most people do, and even what I'm guilty of, is not really using those 3 weeks effectively. You know, you might bullshit for 2 weeks and not really study and not really get anything done, not really prepare for the exam at all, and on the last week you're like, oh god damn, what did I do? And you kind of put things in overdrive and you start cramming and studying 6 hours a day, and then you get super stressed out because you're putting your body and mind through just too much and it's overwhelming. So what you have to do, the most logical thing to do, is start studying at the beginning of the 3 weeks. Take an hour or two out of your day and really just dedicate that to studying, you know what I mean? And just get it over with, so that you don't have all this pressure and all these things to do when it comes a week before your exam. And that's really what caused the most stress. Procrastination is a huge component of stress, because it just gets you so lazy, you know? So you have to really implement these things if you want to have less stress in your life. If your stress isn't coming from an event, like you don't have an exam coming up, you don't have a job interview coming up, but you're stressed because, I would say, a life problem, I'll call this life stress. If you're just stressed out about life because you have a personal situation going on, or there's something that's just really bothering you, what I would do is implement certain activities into your day that relieve your stress. You know, a lot of people love working out. It's because it gives you a great sense of satisfaction, makes you feel really good after. You get that dopamine going through your head, so that's why they call it the workout high. You really just want something to take your mind off of whatever problem you're focusing on and just refocus your energy and get some positive energy from some other source. So I would recommend working out. I love working out personally. That's how I release a lot of my stress. I work out. You can also take up a hobby, do sports, basketball, biking, reading, even video games are great ways to release a lot of stress. But this is the difference. With life stress, you can find these little avenues to kind of escape, if you will, and you can go do these things to kind of get away from your problems. That's okay for life stress. But if you're using these things for an event stressor. So if you're really stressed out because you have an exam and you're like, nah, I'm not gonna study, I'm gonna go work out, that's only gonna make things worse because you're not actually tackling your problem and you're gonna continue to be stressed out. The only way to tackle event stress is to tackle the event. You know what I mean? So you have to implement those certain things in your life that are gonna tackle that event. If you are stressing about something that you cannot change, like you literally cannot change it, stop. You are torturing yourself, my friend. You are torturing yourself and you're putting yourself through hell over something you cannot change, something that's out of your hands. You can't change it. So just stop stressing about that thing. You know, you have to learn, especially in life, to accept. And that's the hardest thing to do, you know, to really just accept your circumstances just because you cannot change it. But I'll tell you, it's the hardest thing to do, but it's the most freeing. You know, you get a deep sense of just relief, you know, because you feel as if you finally just let go. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people stress about like insecurities, that they stress about their body, they stress about things that they can't change about themselves personally. Don't stress over that, you know? However, if it's something that you can change, then go out and change it, you know? Definitely go out and change it if you can change it. But if it's something that you can't change, don't torture yourself, man. Just let it go. And lastly, to anyone who's watching, thank you for watching my video. I appreciate it if you made it this far. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a like if it helped you, and stay easy, man.